So, hi, thanks, Renaldas, for doing this feedback interview with me. Could you tell us what your day job is?
Yeah. So my day job is research into machine learning nowadays. My background is actually quite different. It's more graphics programming, game development. But in the last 4 or 5 years, I switched more into machine learning and kind of trying to get neural networks run fast or faster on consoles on various hardware, mobile including.
So, what attracted you to the course, and how did you find it?
I actually stumbled almost randomly. I saw your video. I saw Matt's video about drawing transistor, drawing inverter. Actually, that's I don't know. It looked. I was looking for kind of instructions how to reverse, how others understand the chips, right? How they reverse engineer the chips, and they can understand by the masks. So, and by accident, I saw your movie how you draw them. So yeah, that's how I kind of got to know about it.
And had you ever done any of that before, or any hardware digital design with FPGAs or anything?
A little bit with FPGA, but just a little bit. Basically, I had this. Read a book about making a small games with the FPGA. Yeah, but I just tried it a little bit. It was always kind of interesting and fascinating, but I really didn't do it before.
And what was your favorite part of the course?
There are definitely several favorite parts. Getting to see the GDS being generated, that's one of the kind of favorite parts, the end of it. But as well, drawing the transistor and learning magic, for instance, was quite fun, I think, for me. And then in the middle, at first, I was kind of not interested about testing at all. And by the end of the course, somehow it got quite fascinating just to figure out the ways to test the design.
By the time you spent all that work on it, you were like, okay, I better make sure it works.
Yeah, probably that. And actually learning Verilog in like it was quite at the beginning of the course, my understanding of Verilog was very kind of basic. By the end, it's probably still basic, but just the fact that I'm more comfortable with it made it much more exciting as well.
Yeah. So, for you, what was the most valuable part of the course?
Most valuable, I think, is learning Verilog. Actually, probably the most, like, being more comfortable with it, and it's quite different mindset writing Verilog from normal, usual kind of software development, right? So I think that's the most valuable for me was practicing Verilog.
Okay. And was the course worth the ticket price for you?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Good. Okay, so, and last question on this is, would you recommend the course to somebody else?
I already did.
Oh,
so
great.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. So then the last thing I want to talk to you about is what your application was for MPW3.
So my application was kind of parallax scroller. So the idea was to generate the VGA signal out of nothing, kind of. And the interesting challenge was there is to try to do it without the frame buffer, without the line buffer, without any kind of memory, trying to reduce the amount of flip-flops and transistors being used. So it's like procedurally generated. Something that I kind of was trying to copy a little bit the Moon Lander. I think Moon Patrol. It was like a 1982 game where there's like several parallax scrolling, very simple stars and a very simple background.
It reminded me a little bit of Defender.
Yeah, it's a little bit on the same page kind of the thing. I wanted to make a game, but I just didn't have enough time to finish the game and continue to make it into actually something like a Defender maybe.
Oh, cool. Okay. So do you think you're going to apply to future tape outs, or will you keep this just to working on an FPGA?
I actually want to try to make it into a game and to try to submit it into next next tape out. It's just the challenge of keeping it inside of the particular size is quite interesting.
A challenge. Okay. And is
It,
there anything else you want to share?
No, I'm not sure, but just thought that I want to learn more about the analog part of it. So that's something like I want to continue with the course. Kind of maybe I still want to be part of the community, kind of small community that I saw around this course, and I want to like my original idea was to try a little bit of the analog, but I figured it's a bit too hard for this from the start. So yeah, so now I would like to kind of stick around and try to learn more from the people that did analog.
Great. Yeah, you're very welcome to stay in the community. That's a nice thing that's happening around the course. Okay. I think that's it then. So thanks very much for your time, and I'll see you around online.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.